right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Honoring a life taken too soon.
I know Colin's here and he's looking over our entire team.
How the community rallied together today to remember Colin Brown. A presidential pledge to protect Social Security. But can the president balance the budget by himself? We verify some claims made by President-elect Trump. But first,
our first measurable snowfall of the season as this slow-moving system from west to east has finally pushed through the area. But what's in store for us overnight? Another weather impact alert in store for us, how cold it gets overnight.
Tonight, that cold air is settling in after some snowfall early Saturday morning. And while the snow has stopped in some spots, drivers better beware tonight. We're in for a possible refreeze as temps dip well into the 20s. That's keeping us in a weather impact alert. Thanks for being here at 10 o'clock. I'm Holden Krewicki. Some of our area up north saw nearly 5 inches of snowfall before it wrapped up around 6 o'clock. Meteorologist Gary Frank has the latest from our weather impact forecast. Gary.
Yeah, most of us have continued to see that snow kind of take a finish and backseat as it works its way to the Metro East as we look at Old Town Florissant. Maybe a flurry or two still falling in some cases. However, look at this very cold air. 29 in St. Louis, upper teens. In some cases to the north, that's where it's really cleared out. That's the frigid air that's going to settle in. Look at Columbia, for example. It's 23 degrees. Locally, we're at 26 in O'Fallon. Most of these numbers starting to come down, and as they do so, that's where the refreeze, even as we're not driving quite as much. And that's, even without the snow, that's where I think we're going to deal with some issues. Now, there is one county in our area, which you've been seeing at the bottom of your screen. Jefferson County still involved in that winter weather advisory through 6 a.m. So you're going to see that in the bottom of your screen in the overnight hours because this slow-moving system continues to settle in, and that's where most of this snow still is right now. I do want to look at the back edge of maybe cloud cover. There are a few areas that are already in the breaks in clouds, but on the Missouri side, you're dry. Like I mentioned, we're still seeing some of that snow working its way to the Metro East, although it is tapering off. Still snowing in Mount Vernon, those pockets of ½ inch per hour snow. But we're looking at some of these spots. I mean, we already are seeing slow spots. I mean, look at 44 eastbound. Just checking some of the traffic and road conditions right now. This is closed. 44 eastbound is closed right now here near Vandeventer. So that's one of the many spots I'm sure is weather related. And you look at many other delays area wide as I just zoom this out. You can see a lot of oranges and reds, traffic. I mean, there's some slow spots outside. I think we're going to see more of this overnight. So that's the big story for me as we head into the overnight hours. Temps in the mid-20s. It is cold. We got a lot of refreeze, and that's the big story for us into the overnight hours. We'll talk snowfall totals. We'll also update you on maybe another slight chance for snow as we look ahead to this system as it exits.
His memory, his legacy is moving on with us, and we're going to feel his presence.
Today, the St. Louis hockey community rallied for Colin Brown's family after the 16-year-old died. The CBC hockey team just finished playing De Smet. It's the first time Brown's team has hit the ice since his death. Our Megan Kernan joins us live at the Afton Ice Rink with reaction from his coaches. Megan.
Well, Holden, Colin Brown's team honored his legacy tonight. It was a very emotional game for these players. Now, we spoke to both of his coaches for high school and club hockey who say Colin was their leader.
Colin's a uniter, and as you can tell by the group we have here, he's still working on his uniting skills.
Last Saturday, Colin Brown and his dad Calvin were on their way home from a hockey game when a stray bullet hit him on I-55. The impact he's left behind has been clear, from a packed fundraiser to a full house inside the ice rink. Colin's hockey coaches for CBC and Afton say their players are holding up the best they can, and playing again is exactly what he would have wanted.
Every day has been a little bit better. I know that they know that the Browns want us to play tonight. So it's been emotional. Tonight's going to be emotional, no doubt.
I've seen so many signs since his passing that I know Colin's here and he's looking over our entire team.
For a week now, the hockey community and many in the St. Louis region have wrapped their arms around the Brown family and showed their support in many ways.
I've been getting messages from all over the country, coaches, players reaching out to me. What can we do? We're heartbroken.
We're not in it alone. That we're in it together, and the support from the community has definitely reinforced that.
His coaches say they have a guardian angel with the numbers 3 and 72 looking over them.
He was mature, I think, beyond his years. a natural leader, and he really was the first guy to pick you up if you were down or celebrate you when you're up.
We know that Brownie's with us, and he's going to help us heal, help us get past it.
Collins' club hockey team for Afton will hit the ice for the first time without him on Wednesday. St. Louis police still have not caught the people responsible for his death. Bar Down Sports Bar is donating 25% of their sales today to the Brown family. Live in Afton, Megan Kernan, 5 on your side.
The St. Louis Blues also paid tribute to Colin Brown tonight. The team had a moment of silence before the game began. The proceeds from tonight's 50-50 drawing were also given to Brown's family. Tonight, police are investigating a deadly crash that happened in South County. Here's a look at the scene this morning on South Lindbergh, a little after 6:30. Police say a driver veered off and hit a light pole, causing a rollover. A local nurse was there at the scene and spoke to the driver while waiting for emergency medical services. That driver was later taken to the hospital where he died. We're working to learn more tonight about a police chase that ended in a crash not far from the Fox Theater that sent multiple people to the hospital. 5 on your side got this footage from a chase down Washington Avenue just moments before the crash happened around 5 a.m. St. Louis police say a Brooklyn, Illinois officer was chasing this truck after the driver fled the scene of another crash. The driver ended up overturning, slamming into the side of Stage Left Grill. Multiple people were taken to the hospital. Stage Left says in a recent Facebook post that it will be closed for the weekend, but the closure will not impact any performances at the Fox. President-elect Donald Trump said today he plans to nominate loyalist Kash Patel as the next FBI director. Patel previously embraced Trump's rhetoric and called for a, quote, comprehensive house cleaning of government workers disloyal to Trump. Current FBI Director Christopher Wray will need to resign or be fired if Patel's appointment is confirmed by the Senate. Social Security now pays out more money than it brings in, and some people are hoping President-elect Donald Trump can fix the balance sheet. Ariane Till with our Verify team looks into whether the president can unilaterally change Social Security.
Social Security is predicted to run out of money by the mid-2030s. President-elect Donald Trump campaigned to save the program. Several Verify viewers have asked if that's something a president can do on their own. So let's verify using these sources. Social Security's tax rate and benefits are set by law, according to personal finance company Bankrate. To change the program, Congress has to change the law, and the president then needs to sign it. So no, the president can't change Social Security unilaterally, but they can propose changes that Congress would then have to vote into law. As for the future of Social Security, some presidential actions can affect how much money Social Security has on hand. For example, while Trump has pledged to protect the program, he's also proposed eliminating income tax on Social Security payments.
No tax on Social Security benefits for our seniors,
which requires congressional approval. If passed, the Committee for Responsible Federal Budget, the Tax Policy Center, and the Tax Foundation all project that change would actually make Social Security run out of money sooner. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Have something you'd like for us to verify? Just send an email to verify@ksdk.com. Wicked winter weather hits the nation as Thanksgiving travelers hit the roads.
Don't travel unless you absolutely have to, and take it easy. Don't overexert yourself.
What millions of travelers face on one of the busiest days in the air and on the highway. The snow didn't keep these shoppers away.
I got me a candle.
From North County to Del Mar,
I also got me some sunglasses.
we show you what Small Business Saturday looked like across St. Louis.
I got me a whole wide spectrum of things.
Most of us saw between 2 to 3 inches of snow, and there were some locally higher amounts, but we may not be done with the snow. Our weather impact alert remains in place overnight as we track another round of snow, perhaps over the next 36 hours.
Since 2010, Small Business Saturday has encouraged shoppers to reinvest into their communities, and the multi-billion-dollar tradition hit the St. Louis region. The North County Recreation Complex held a small business pop-up this morning. Some of the vendors say the extra support on Small Business Saturday helps them stay afloat, especially after the pandemic.
Everybody keeps saying that when we went into the pandemic, the COVID pandemic, a lot of things has changed or whatever stuff, but it's up to the community to bring things back and to be diligently in serving our community.
And over on Delmar, the second annual Think Big, Shop Small Expo was held by Delmar Main Street. More than
Our small businesses have a unique opportunity to really showcase what they have and the value that they bring to the community.
And over on Delmar, the second annual Think Big, Shop Small Expo was held by Delmar Main Street. More than 30 vendors came out today showcasing locally made clothes, food, and jewelry. The event not only featured lots of shopping and also had a competition for small businesses to pitch their big ideas.
Looking outside right now as we continue to focus on the fact that some areas got snow, others did not. We'll track another round of snow over the next 12 hours and talk about our current road conditions as one of our major interstates seems to be shut down in some spots.
Today's wicked weather isn't just hitting us here in St. Louis. Millions across the U.S. are having to face a long trip home after the holidays as dangerously cold temperatures whip across the continent. Jen Sullivan has the details on what travelers can expect on the roads and the skies.
A massive winter storm impacting millions of Americans. In Buffalo, some areas could see close to 6 feet of snow by Monday. Multiple counties in upstate New York now under a state of emergency.
It's going to be a shock to the system because it's the first major snow of the season.
A similar sight in Erie, Pennsylvania, where people are digging out of the snow.
Yesterday I shoveled for 4 hours. Wow. And now I've been out here for about an hour.
The storm causing treacherous conditions on the roads just as millions of Americans head home for the Thanksgiving holiday.
It's the worst I've ever seen.
Some areas of Pennsylvania could see up to 4 feet of snow by Monday night, according to the National Weather Service.
Winter coming in with a bang. Yeah, definitely a big change from what we've been seeing.
Arctic air coming down from Canada is forcing temperatures to tumble across half the country. The bitter cold is triggering lake-effect snow around the Great Lakes region. Even south of the Ohio River Valley, many states under winter alerts, impacting roughly 10 million people. All of this coming during the busiest week of the year for travel. Many airports already packed with people.
A lot of people was flying out and flying in, so yeah, it was pretty congested.
Officials warning drivers to stay indoors if they don't have to travel. Jen Sullivan, 5 on your side.
Meteorologist Gary Frank joins us now in studio with a look at the forecast. And Gary, neither one of us got to go out to Art Hill today, but is the snow going to stick around overnight? Maybe we can go tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere for a minute. We at least have 2, 3, 4 more days before it really starts to melt. Keep in mind the ground's still pretty warm under the soil temperatures, but it isn't cold enough to stick, and our air temperatures right now are definitely below freezing. You'll notice from Hillsborough to Farmington and Cuba, a little different than Highland and Hillsborough, where we get more snow in some cases or hardly any at all. As we look at the arch, you can see that low visibility now that those clouds have hung tough, but still 29 degrees with a north breeze at 8 miles an hour. So wind's moving around a little bit, starting to usher in some of that colder air. Remember last night we were talking about those fingers of snow? They really saw that near Kansas City and in Columbia and parts of our area as well. That enhancement from this wave that kind of settled in, this mid-level moisture that at least allowed us to see some ½ inch per hour rain snowfall rates. So that's why we picked up a little bit of those heavier bands that started off to the north. And this is where we're at right now with some of the snow. You'll still see some of those banded areas of snow in Jefferson County on the Illinois side. That's why you're still under that winter weather advisory through 6 a.m. But for now, most of this is almost out of here completely. I did want to mention the fact that I pulled up this camera here. They've switched it around, and we'll see if they've got things going again. But at this point, they were routing people off on 44 eastbound, and I think that's going to be a result of weather-related issues. So as we look at that, this is 44 between Grand and Van Deventer, and you're also looking at most of these spots like 44 and 270. Anywhere you have to go on an on-ramp or an elevated surface, those are the areas they think are going to get really slick tonight. The more traveled, straightaway roadways are probably going to be the biggest issue because watch, our temperatures are going to fall into the 20s. So and when they're not driven on, that's where we're going to see those slick spots that really develop pretty quickly. So I don't think that we have an issue as we head into the overnight hours. So the rest of the night, we're still in a weather impact alert because of that. The snow's winding down. You're not seeing more snow tonight, but as temperatures continue to fall, it gets colder, we'll see those slick spots develop. So as we refreeze those slushy surfaces that maybe during the daytime, even without the sun being out, it still helped the fact that the roads were at least a couple of degrees above freezing. And now we're going to fall and it's going to get cold as we clear out. Bridges and overpasses mainly, we already, like I said, had that incident that we'll keep you posted on. But for Sunday, it is dry and we're going to get cold. But Sunday night into Monday, I think there's a possibility of another brief little wave of maybe light snow that could impact you by the first part of Monday. We'll see how it goes. Right now, I'm not sold on it being a huge impact, but if it is during the rush hour, we'll let you know. Right now, there's still some possibility that it may be just a light flurry or so. So we'll keep you posted. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell has an update for you in the morning. Otherwise, it's going to be cold. Like I said, we've got several days for that over the next few days. This is a wet snow, so it's a good packable snow. So you can make some snowballs here. And first time in a while, we've had Christmas decorations that actually go with any snow, right? You know,
yeah, I mean,
it's been a while.
They look so better in the snow, too.
They do. I know, it's been a while. Usually it's too hot.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Gary. Now is Michaela with a look at sports, and it's a big day on both sides of the bi-state.
Oh, yes, it is. And coming up in sports, Mizzou fans full of emotions as they send Brady Cook off and make history in an age-old rivalry in their final home game of the season.
And Christmas is only 25 days away, and this holiday season, 5 on Your Side is once again partnering with the Foster and Adoptive Care Coalition for Little Wishes. To give a gift for a child in foster care this season, you can head to ksdk.com/littlewishes.
This 5 on Your Side Sports Report is sponsored by Telly Tire and Auto Centers, driving your way since 1942.
The Blues are coming off 2 hot wins on the road under new head coach Jim Montgomery. Their luck put to the test tonight against the Philadelphia Flyers. A pregame celebration for Jordan Binnington, who tops the Blues' all-time wins leaderboard with 31 saves and a win Wednesday night against New Jersey. Flyers rookie Matvei Machkov flying in, pass to Owen Tippett, first goal goes to Philly. It wasn't until the third period the note made some noise. Braden Shen finds Dylan Holloway, who puts it in the back of the net. And then we move to the final seconds. Blues down 1. Jake Neighbors there for the rebound and goal. Overtime we go, but that excitement short-lived. A quick goal in OT by the Flyers. Blues fall 3-2. Coach Montgomery had high praise for Binnington and lots of optimism moving forward.
I did like the fact that our goaltender was so good that he gave us an opportunity to come back and tie the game up, not once but twice. And the resiliency that our team showed in the third, I thought that we had more energy, more life. I thought the crowd was good in the third because we started skating, we started making plays, we started going to the net a lot harder. And getting the point is good, but we got to learn and grow from this.
The Battle Line rivalry was one for the history books, folks. Faroe Field may have been covered in snow, but that didn't stop the show. Our very own Corey Miller was in Columbia with Tiger coverage.
For the first time since the 90s, Mizzou hosted a snow game. But on senior day, neither the weather nor Arkansas was going to stop Brady Cook and the Tigers. The stage was set for a special day in Columbia. From the snow,
yeah, it was a factor, brother. It was a factor.
To the seniors.
I thought I was going to cry, didn't cry, so that was pretty good.
There was no lack of storylines. It was a back-and-forth battle, tied at 7 after the first half. But in the second half, it was that signature Mizzou grit that got it done. And on one final drive at Faroe, it was once again Brady Cook who rode to the rescue to take the lead for good.
It's going to be hard to be the head coach without him. I'm appreciative that I got one more game with him, just because you knew what you were getting. You knew the toughness that you were going to get. You knew the determination and the preparation, and I mean, just an incredible will to win, which is what you saw at the end right there.
That was the goal, to leave this place better than I found it.
I feel like I did that. I feel like I was able to cement a legacy and change this program forever. And really, I just hope I brought joy to however many Mizzou fans. And I feel like we did that. I really do.
Mizzou claims another Battle Line trophy with a 28-21 victory over an Arkansas team that has still never won a game in Columbia. The Tigers now await a bowl game opponent for the chance at another 10-win season. Reporting in Columbia, Corey Miller, 5 on Your Side Sports.
Switching gears over here to Gary real quick. Michaela, I know you wanted to shout out Eastside real quick.
I did. I had to give a shout out to East St. Louis Flyers. They won the Class 6 championship in Illinois, so I just wanted to give them a congratulations.
All right, thank you, Michaela. And Gary, what's the weather looking like?
It's getting slow out there, so I want to check on that specific spot on 44 and Kings Highway. It looks like that's reopened, but just looking at that, even though the traffic data doesn't suggest other spots are getting slow, I think it's getting slick. I guess we'll find out here shortly.
All right, thank you very much, Gary. And that's all of our time for 5 on Your Side at 10. But we're always streaming on 5+. Stick around. Saturday Night Live is on next.